we start drinking yet?
Yeah, let's just start drinking.
It's some sort of cat day for you guys. So, hello, cat.
What is it?
It's a cat day of some sort. Lily pointed it out to me, so I may have downloaded videos of cats.
You know what we can
Global
do?
Cat Day.
Global.
Whoa.
Where did you come from?
Always lurking.
That's the weirdest thing you've ever
That's
done. Lily.
creepy, not lurky.
I wish you could pop up in the show every now and then with your input. Just like another box comes in.
She's
and
like, rap.
I bet she does wish that. I bet a bunch of producers wish they could pop in at any moment and shut us up and for good reason at that. Happy Friday, everyone. John Hansen here. Amy Rutledge over there. She's in the middle today because Brandon Pope, who's in for Felicia Lawrence, and I are having a big fight. So Amy's got to stay between us. She's the referee.
Yeah, the mediator.
I got the man
She got a man
sandwich.
sandwich. Yes, yes.
Yes.
We were
Gotta
talking
love
to
a good
Nicole.
man sandwich.
Oh,
Yes, I love it on a Friday.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave that one where it is. Well, we're off to a start.
Oh,
I
boy.
assure you, we have not started drinking yet. But if you want to have a cold one this weekend, what perfect way to celebrate your Friday night than getting a really cool collaboration beer. It's called the All Together Now. There's a bunch of breweries in the Ravenswood neighborhood, and they've all kind of collaborated for this barrel-aged, gin-infused beer that is really high IBU. It's $16 each, but it really benefits all their causes. I mean, obviously, these brewing companies, have been relying not only on obviously selling their beer, but of course, people coming to their tap rooms and stuff. Can't do a lot of that during the coronavirus. They were going to do it this summer, but they have, of course, Corona. So they're doing it now. So if you want to help on out and try one of these beers, it sounds awesome. I've had whiskey infused. I've never really had gin infused beer. There's a limit. That's good. They're $16 a bottle, and they're available at Empirical Brewery. And there you see the sales benefit, the Chamber of Commerce in Ravenswood, which includes a lot of these breweries.
I have a question.
Yes?
What's an IBU?
IBU is like the rating that they give for how bitter something might be. So there's ABV, which is alcohol by volume. IBU is kind of how bitter it is. So if you get up to 100, that's like one of those stanky IPAs.
Happy.
Whereas like a 20 or a 30 is like a German European light beer or something. I know a lot about this. I'm glad you asked.
Something new every day.
Yeah, I actually never knew that. John Hansen, the beer connoisseur. Who would have known?
There we go. It's not in here. I didn't mean it like that.
Right, yeah. Let's watch John Hansen the rest of the show, see what he's up to here. All right, guys, I want to tell you about this cool community initiative. The Yards Youth Initiative is hosting the Hoops at Homers tomorrow at noon. It's a basketball skills competition with raffles, food, music, everything you would want for your young basketball star. The proceeds actually benefit the kids of the Back of the Yards neighborhood. 90% of the donations are going to San Miguel School. You can make cash donations at the event. Cool opportunity to make an impact in your community.
Yeah, really great stuff. Looking forward to that. All right, Mezcal, which is best described as tequila's smokier, smoothier cousin, right? The process of it really is complex, but it's a really beautiful process. And that's very similar to the story of Juan Pena. He's a Plainfield resident in the southwest suburbs. He's become one of the premier mezcal crafters and importers.
I grew up mainly in Ciudad de Mexico, a neighborhood called Tepito. And it's a very rough neighborhood. We were 7 brothers, 1 sister. My dad, or my stepdad, stopped giving my mother money for groceries, food, and so on. So we were on our own. So that's when I decided to migrate to United States. At some point, the human just has to survive. It's a survival instinct. There is nothing wrong with that, right? When I went to college at DuPage, I was taking English as a second language. I started to see the graphic design classes, the program. And I'm like, I can do this thing, because I took graphic design in Mexico. I talked to this gentleman, which I forgot his name. He was the person who will allow you to take classes and so on. And I said, hey, look, I'm from Mexico. I want to take classes. The problem is that I did finish high school in Mexico, but the high school got in fire. He said, take this class and this class. If you pass them, you can continue on. I got A+ in the 2 classes. Being in advertising is very demanding. There is no 9 to 5. The 9 is the hour to start, and then you're done when the work is done. The reason why to start working for myself, it was to spend more time with my kids, to spend more time with my family. How Prolijo Mezcal was born is because my mom and my dad are both indigenous of Mexico. My mom's family, they make pulque, and my dad's side, they make mezcal. One day I started going to different bars in the city, and I started to see mezcals, and I got very excited to see mezcals. And of course, I started to do my research. What we wanted to bring to the United States, it wasn't just putting our bottles in somebody else's mezcal. We wanted our own flair, our own flavor. We wanted the mezcal to have the same process that has been done for hundreds of years. This is just a dream, and I'm very grateful to this nation. I'm very grateful to all the people that I met throughout my life. Everybody has helped me, and I think that's, I'm just grateful.
And you can check out prolijomezcal.com or follow them on social media to learn more.
Really
So
awesome
cool.
to see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to try some,
absolutely.
actually.
Friday night. But we'll talk about that later. Okay. Jose Roldan is known on social media for showing the raw and funny side of being a single gay father of 3.
Avery, let me ask you a few questions. Who's your queen?
That's easy, Beyonce.
I still think it's Janet, but fine. Favorite milk?
Harvey Milk.
Good. Batman or Robin?
Thor.
You fell for the trick question. How do you say yes?
Yes, Queen.
Good. You're dismissed. We'll resume tomorrow.
Jose joins us now live from New York. And, with all the posts you put on social media, Jose, you get some people that are a little undereducated in the LGBT community. And I love the way you reacted to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm following Prolijo Mezcal right now. That was just an amazing segment.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little bit tricky. I think as our social media has gotten a little bit more attention, I think naturally we're going to get more of the minority of people that, some people call them trolls. I don't think this guy was in particular. I think he was actually tone deaf. But yeah, we definitely have to fend off some folks out there who have different misconceptions, or just a misconception of what it is to be a gay father raising children. I mean, that's the question that was proposed about, am I raising my son to boys or girls? That's not something you would ever ask a straight parent. So I normally don't reply to some of the messages that I get, which is actually rare. But every now and then, I think it's okay.
Well, I wanted to ask because there's such a fine line between troll, tone deaf, and just plain ignorant. But there can be actual conversations had if you kind of pick and choose the right people that maybe actually do want to learn something. I imagine it's hard not to respond with vitriol or to watch your other fans respond with vitriol, but there are some moments sometimes to teach someone something, and I imagine you want to take a few of those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are some times where I will actually message the folks on the back ends, because I do think that it can be a teaching moment, a learning moment. And every now and then, I think it's important to actually maybe respond live. I mean, that's the beauty of TikTok, is now you could go within the comments and respond with live video. That's something that's very new in social media. And so, yeah, this was a moment to be able to do that. But I think you're right. I think it is really challenging sometimes to distinguish between someone who's being trollish, following on, or being ignorant, or being tone deaf. I think in this case, this guy was just being tone deaf, and I just chose that moment to respond very publicly.
Jose, you're raising kids of your own in this social media age. What lessons do you hope to pass down to them?
That's a great question. Look, I think the part of the lesson in living in a social media driven world is that it's really important to never respond in any way that is negative, and that there's always going to be people that don't know the whole truth, and there are going to be people that are going to ask a lot of questions. And I think, the appropriate way whenever anybody is curious about something or maybe might be negative about something is to not respond in a negative way. I mean, I think, part of the reason why I think what we've been doing on social media has caught some attention is because I think we remain positive and we remain hopeful, and some of our posts are a little bit controversial. But I want to teach them on the most respectful way to respond when they're being confronted in any situation. I mean, you guys know we're living in such a volatile time right now, and I really want my kids to be raised with compassion and empathy. And so I think you can learn some of that through social media.
Well, and what I love about it is there's this line of comedy that you're kind of like toting because it's a teaching lesson, but you're also kind of breaking some stereotypes. Just because you may be a gay man doesn't mean you don't like sports, or doesn't mean your kids are just regular kids. And I love that you do that. Do people respond well, or do people sometimes get confused?
It's interesting. I just recently did one. This little series has developed gay dads versus straight dads. And I did one recently where it showed normally it kind of shows the gay man a little bit more favorable because we're a little bit more fun, perhaps than the straight dad, because we've got the wigs in our closets and all that stuff. But there's one I did recently where it was regarding sports, where the straight dad was looked at as more favorable because he knew how to throw a football. And then my son will ask the gay version of his dad, will you, can you show me how to throw a ball? And I start sweating and I'm like freaking out. And really the truth of that is that comes from my own anxiety growing up, of like feeling anxious that I have to be good at sports, which I am not good at sports. But I did have people from the gay community and straight community come at me because in that moment it showed the straight dad is a little bit more favorable. So a lot of gay men were like, why are not, hey, I played football. I mean, that's the whole point. I was sort of addressing the stereotypes, but also going deep down into some of the insecurities that we have. But I would say for the most part, people do find, I'd say 95% of people find it funny and entertaining. And I just got one comment recently where someone said, there was a Halloween one I just did recently, which was the last gay dad versus straight dads, where somebody commented and said, I'm glad you didn't change the voice of the gay dad and the straight dad. It was the same person with the same voice, just different reactions. And so I kind of appreciated that because that's also accurate.
Well, I love him. I think it's great. And if you're worried about, you may not be good at sports, but you're clearly great at dadding. Jose, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, you guys. I really appreciate it.
You can follow Jose at NYC Gay Dad on Instagram and on TikTok. And we will be right back.
Work. All right, news you need to know. COVID cases on the rise across the country. Here in Illinois, too. We had over 4,500 cases reported in the last 24 hours. We did have a record day in testing, but still a positivity rate of the past 7 days over 5%. In fact, we have 2 counties now, Will and Kane County, that are back in the state's warning list. Not good news here in Illinois. Wisconsin has positivity rates of 20%, same with Iowa, but we're headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all to hear any of this. I mean, when you look at, I think people overall kind of had a fatigue with this pandemic and just kind of felt like, okay, I need to, I'm not sick. I don't know anyone that's sick, so therefore I'm just going to go out and live my life. And it's still a pandemic. You can't do that. It hasn't gone away. So I think we kind of let our guard down a little bit. So I'm not surprised by these numbers at all. I just hope that as we get into the winter where it's colder and you have that mix of the flu and stuff, that we are taking this really seriously.
Yeah, what I don't think people they're not remembering is that every time this happens, we are putting ourselves at risk of losing stuff like, freedoms, jobs, all these things, lives. Hate to say that the last, but I mean, I think people are forgetting about what the dangers of these higher numbers means to all of us. And so really got to be diligent, keep the masks on when you go out and stay home as much as you can.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Something else that's being impacted by the pandemic is our education for our kids. CPS says remote learning will continue in the second quarter of their school year, but they're going to phase some of the students deemed the most vulnerable back into the classroom. Those students are pre-K and special needs kids. They're going to have the option to return to school if they so choose. CPS cites 34% enrollment dropping off for these kids, and CTU has vowed to fight the plan. They call this reckless. It's really interesting because you look at remote learning, kids are staring at screens. You're not meant to be staring at screens forever. It's hard to be engaged. And if you're pre-K or you're a special needs kid, it's even more challenging to get a kid like that to stay in front of a computer and be engaged. So it makes sense to try to get something. You just want to be safe with it.
Well, and then let's keep in mind, too, take those things off the table. We've got kids that are not enrolled because they don't have all the technology. They don't have all the things they need. They don't have someone there who can guide them. Their parents have to go to work. I mean, we got to get these high-risk kids back in the classroom so they can stay on a good track. The other ones we can kind of, clean up later, but it's really important. And I'm sorry for CPS teachers that they're so concerned because in a lot of the suburbs, they're doing it. We're doing it. It's working. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but we're making it work because the kids are important.
I agree with everything you just said, Amy.
Thanks.
No further comment.
Simple. If only it was that easy all the time with John Hanson, right? If only.
Yeah. You guys, a Chicago woman's obituary is actually going viral. And I got to say, in part, it's because Stacey Lois Oliver, she wrote it herself before she passed away. Earlier this month, unfortunately, Stacey urged readers to live in the moment, saying, and this is something we should all keep in mind all the time, if you want to do it, give something a try. Try it, taste it, go there, take it from me, I'm dead. Eat the Danish, go to the show, laugh out loud, love one another, and you will never know what you'll find. She died from a neurodegenerative disorder. She was 52 years old, but every moment of those 52 years, I have a feeling, were lived out loud for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so sweet. It's so sad, but there is such a lesson for everyone out there. And unfortunately, we hear about these things all the time where you realize these things in your waning days and people try to impart this knowledge onto people that are blessed with more time. Yeah, eat that Danish. Soak it all in. I love the message. And if there's one thing to remember going into the weekend, it's that message there.
Yeah, she basically said YOLO. You only live once.
YOLO.
All right. You do what you got to do, right? You can't be living in fear. If you haven't traveled somewhere, it's on your list. It's on the bucket list. Hey, kick that bucket now. Get it done.
Nobody's promised tomorrow, folks. Remember?
Wait, hold on. You want to finish the bucket list. You don't want to kick that bucket right now.
Okay, you're right.
Kicking
You're
the
right.
bucket
Maybe that was the wrong phrase.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the wrong phrase.
Pull everything out of the
take it away.
bucket. Do everything out of the bucket.
Krista, help us.
Stick to YOLO, Brandon. Stick to YOLO.
I'll stick to YOLO. Phrases I know.
All right, guys, coming up, you know I love my Instagram. I basically live on it, but I'm going to let you guys in on what my timeline actually looks like. So stick around for that. And here's a look at tomorrow's forecast. It is chilly, y'all. We'll be back. I'll burn them. All right, fam, today is hashtag Follow Friday. So here are some Instagram accounts that I think y'all need to follow if you're not already, because if you aren't, you're sleeping on them, okay? First up, it's Once Upon a Pumpkin. Now, Maggie is a Chicagoan and she's obsessed with pumpkins year round, but right now, obviously, it's fall. Her page is popping. So it's a lot of recipes like pumpkin soup, pumpkin crepes, pumpkin muffins. You can see all right here. You name it, she's made it, and then she pumpkin-fied it. So awesome follow there. Next up, meet Sarah. She runs the account A Girl About Chicago. And Sarah is my go-to gal when I've run out of Chicago food to-go restaurants to check out. I go to Sarah's account and then I get some ideas there. Live vicariously through her. She's awesome. And next, this is an obvious one, The Jam. We've got Chicago-centric memes, extended celeb interviews than what you might have seen in the show, and of course, my Now Try This series. So you guys, this week, I went to a haunted drive-through experience. Oh my gosh, it was terrifying. It's in Elgin and it's family friendly. It runs Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays through Halloween. So you can head to our IGTV and Facebook page to see this entire package. It was so much fun. All the ticket info is on our Instagram too. So what a fun little Halloween spirit getaway, but not really because you're in your car and it's all safe and socially distant, right?
This sounds scary for no other reason that I don't do well with horror stuff and I would crash my car. So there you go.
Yeah, this is a no for me, but I'm glad you did it, Krista, to show us it all.
Me too.
Yeah, I think
so fun.
It's less scary in a car. I feel like if you're actually walking around through these things, it's a lot scarier. But it's better for the people that work it that I'm actually in the car, because if I'm able to get around and box, don't be popping up on me.
People in a haunted house?
Brandon, if I'm one of those workers and I come out and jump in front of someone's car, I'm hitting the accelerator. That guy better watch out. So I don't think it's safe for anybody.
You go and park. So everything's safe. You're not gonna, hit the gas.
We'll be right back. We'll explain it to Brandon during the break.
Yeah, sunset now. It is getting colder, obviously. I got the perfect dress for you, Amy and Krista. Y'all ready to see this? This is good for date night. Yeah, this is a luxury. Oh, yeah. Looks like a garbage bag. It kind of is. It's a luxury fashion brand Moncler down-filled evening dress. Yeah, it looks like a comforter. Would you guys wear this?
I don't need anything making me look more puffy. I can do it on my own. It's
I got
called
mine
pie.
right
terrible.
here. This
Looks
is one of
terrible.
my
Krista, what
Moncler
you're doing.
Even
blankets.
better. Chris is better. Oh, yes, everybody. We have made it to Friday. Thanks for joining us. You are watching The Jam. I'm Amy Rutledge alongside Brandon Pope and Mr. John Hanson. Miss Felicia Lawrence is off this evening.
There's like a bunch of dogs barking at each other outside my condo. Shut up! Okay, sorry.
Who let the dogs out? Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
with
classic.
a real
Classic.
recent reference. Great, thank you.
Hey, speaking of being outside, you guys, you may have noticed a number of Chicago restaurants today started using those igloos and the greenhouses outside the restaurants so we can continue outdoor dining amongst the pandemic. They're really cool. They've got air filtration systems on them. They look like a clear plastic igloo. I don't know. Are you guys going to go check these out? Because I find it fabulous that we can still eat outside as we head into the winter months.
It doesn't seem that safe to me. I don't know. I feel like I feel more comfortable in open air. It's already a risk going out, I feel like. But the open air really helps kind of alleviate those fears. If I'm in an igloo, I know you said air filtration
Did you
system,
see the filtration thing that goes in and out, the tubes that go like take the air in and out?
Yeah, but I'm still like, I'm breathing with people. I don't know. It just feels weird.
I'm breathing.
Yeah,
I hate breathing with people.
I say these words so rarely, so I'm going to savor them. I agree with Brandon Pope. I think it's crazy. I think everyone needs to get tested before you go on one of these things. The last thing I want to do is be around people in general, let alone in an igloo inside. I'm sure they're safe.
It's
but just,
you and your party. They're individual parties and individual igloos. You're not with a big group.
I don't trust anyone in my party, so
Yeah,
they better
I
get
don't
tested. I
trust
want
my
3
party.
You
test
need new
results.
friends. All right, you need new friends.
All right. By the way, if you ever had an Asian carp burger, sounds scrumptious. Or how about some invasive species tacos? Yay! Well, you can try them this weekend up in Evanston. The DNR is shipping up like 1,000 pounds of this invasive species from the rivers downstate and central Illinois, and they're trying them out in Evanston for free this weekend. They want people to try and start eating this more. They grind it up. It's a really hard fish to fillet, so it's ground up like ground beef, and you eat it. And they think that if more people eat them, then less fish will be in the rivers making their way to the Great Lakes. So would you try it?
So I would like to say yes, I would, because I've also read they're high in omega fatty acids. They're good for you, lower calorie assuming because they're a fish. So I'd like to say yes. But knowing the history of the Asian carp since like the 80s, stuck in the back of my head, is really ruining that Asian carp burger for me. They're bottom feeders.
Well, I have a real beef with anything that's called a burger that is not actually cow. So I would not be trying this at all. But hey, I'm down to try it in any other form, but you can't call it a burger if it's fish. That doesn't really make any sense to me.
Brandon, we are
hey
two
guys,
for two today. Look at this.
I love it. Yes. Come on now. Fist pump.
Oh, there we go.
We could be saving the world.
Yeah, who cares about that? Whatever.
Yeah.
We're only here for so long.
It's Friday. I don't care
Who
either.
needs it? Who needs it? Hey, guys, there's a really cool thing here. A Chicago physician. He's also a magician. Physician, magician. Yeah, both of them. Check it out.
I believe we can become better doctors by studying master performers. Magic is a wonderful metaphor for health and healing. Taking something broken and putting it together, making it whole. That's what doctors do.
Dr. Ricardo Rosenkranz teaches his students how magic and medicine go hand in hand. He performed for Penn and Teller last week, and tonight he is here with us. So, Doctor, great to see you. So, how does a physician get into magic?
Hello. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I wasn't much of a magician when I was a child. Actually, I was interested in music and opera. But I walked into a magic store that time forgot about 25 years ago and fell in love with magic and discovered that Chicago has a very vibrant magic community. I found a great mentor who lived in Chicago. He was a great friend. His name was Eugene Berger. And I learned that magic is much more than just tricks or illusions, that magic has meaning. And I decided to start using it in the medical school at Northwestern, at Feinberg School of Medicine. So I use magic when I teach my medical students to talk about the doctor-patient relationship.
So what I find is wonderful is as a mom of young children, any way to distract them when they're going to the doctor's office is fabulous. We here at the gym are also very childlike and don't pay attention a lot. So we want to see if you can distract us. We understand you have an illusion for us too.
I do have an illusion for all of you, and this is going to be something that has to do with what I do at work, because my magic helps me to be a better doctor, but my medicine helps me to be a better magician as well. And in this case, it has to do with hearing what is not said. Great doctors don't just listen to the facts, they listen to the conversation that's happening underneath the facts. All right, so this is what I'm going to try to do. It's called subtext. Let's start with Amy.
Okay.
Amy, I'm going to ask you questions. They have nothing to do with what I'm thinking about, but they help me a lot. And I can see you, I can see your background, I can see some of the choices you make. So first of all, Amy, what did you have for breakfast today?
I had a egg salad, spinach wrap.
Egg salad, spinach wrap. This tells me something about you. For contrast, Brandon, what did you have for breakfast today?
Oh man, I threw down, bro. I had me a nice egg omelet with some turkey sausage. I had a nice muffin, some coffee. It was good.
Okay, so both have eggs, but you can see how there's already some differences there. And if I was going to make a prediction, like say a card prediction, I could already tell that there would be different suits here, different types of cards. Brandon, behind you, is there a photograph right over your head? Is that what it is?
There is a painting, yes, painting of sorts.
Yes, what is the subject of the painting?
It's a plant. because I love plant life.
It
gives it some
helps
color
me.
to
That
the
helps me. Amy, do you have? Are you near a desk? Are you near a desk?
I'm sitting at a desk. Yes.
Pick up an object and show it to me. What is it? What is it?
Oh, my earpods. For my phone.
Earpods. Of course. Yeah. Okay. I have everything I need here. I'm going to make a prediction about the two of you. This is clear as a bell to me. Earpods, get it? Clear as a bell. Amy, definitely, because of the breakfast, and Queen of Spades. I want you to think of that. Remember, Queen of Spades. Brandon, okay. 2 of diamonds. See, completely different colors of suits, completely different types of suits. This is the vibe I'm getting. 2 of diamonds, Queen of Spades. Remember them.
Okay.
John,
okay.
With you it's going to be a little different. We're going to go quickly. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Summer vacation or winter vacation?
Summer vacation.
Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
Wine or beer?
Beer.
Got it. Okay. My prediction for you is going to come a little differently. I wrote most of this thing. I'm going to screenshot it, but I now have to add a little piece here.
Okay.
I'm going to send you an email. Do not open it. Do not open it. I don't want to influence you. I want you to just verify you've received the email when I send it. Your producers gave me your email address. Ready?
I hope our
Here we
servers
go.
work.
It's sent.
They're not updating them right now on a Friday night. Okay. I'll check my junk folder.
I sent you the email. Just verify that you've received the email.
I will do it the moment I get it.
Don't open it. In the meantime, Amy and Brandon, I've got this interesting deck because this deck has numbers on it.
Okay.
1 to 52. Amy, I want you to think of an even number, so 2 to 52. Brandon, just so that you don't think of the same one, you'll think of an odd number. So Brandon, 1 to 51, think of a number.
Okay.
And Amy,
say it?
even.
Okay.
Nope, not yet. John, did you get the email?
Nope.
You haven't gotten an email yet?
Oh,
well, that's
John.
okay. Don't worry about that. John, you get a completely different choice. You get a completely different choice. Any other card in the deck, not the 2 of diamonds or the Queen of Spades. Name a card, any card.
9 of hearts.
9 of hearts. Great. Let's see how we did.
Oh, it's going to his desk. Whoa!
Different views so that you guys can see things here, right? Okay. All right. So, Amy, I asked you to think of an even number. Did you think of an even number?
Yep.
What is it?
48.
Sorry?
48.
48. Excellent. And Brandon, an odd number?
13.
Let's look for 48 and 13. Here we go. Oh, there's 48. That was kind of spooky fast. And there's 13.
Oh, my.
That's kind of interesting. Oh, I'm off frame there. I'll put them right there. And now, John, you could have picked any card. What card did you pick? The 9 of
hearts. Hearts.
The 9 of hearts. We're going to look for the 9 of hearts here. I know it might be a little far away, but hopefully we'll find it. I'll get closer to you guys in a sec.
Wow.
We're looking for the 9 of hearts.
Okay.
Where is the 9 of hearts? He chose.
Is it in my email?
The 9 of hearts.
It's in your junk folder, John.
Did you count them beforehand? Are there jokers in there?
What is going on here?
I bet you're a great doctor, though.
Yes, there is the 9 of hearts.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. John, you never got an email?
No.
Well, that is okay.
All right, we're almost out of time, so let's wrap this up. Here we go.
We're wrapping this up. Amy,
Yeah.
you said 48.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said.
What was my prediction before 48?
Queen of Spades.
Oh.
All right.
And Brandon, you said 13.
Uh-huh.
And I said
2 of diamonds. Man.
Oh,
man,
that's amazing.
Thank you so
John,
much.
you could have picked any card. You picked the 9 of Hearts, which is the only card in the deck with my initial on it.
Oh,
wow.
Hey, thank you so
all right,
much.
we got to wrap this up. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah.
Let's get the
That was
information
awesome.
up on the screen for more. Yeah, there it
Yeah.
is. Rosenkranz
I have a Zoom
Mysteries.
show.
And he's got a Zoom show as well, House Call. There's the information for that.
All right, news you need to know 2 weeks before the election, and there's a new political party demanding action. Sean Diddy Combs says he is our Black Party. The goal, he's creating that. The goal is to unify African Americans behind a single agenda. Diddy made the announcement during a conversation with radio personality Charlemagne the God, saying elected officials often fail to make good on their promises to Black people. Diddy also walked back his controversial comments earlier this year, calling for Black voters to hold their votes hostage.
Yeah, this is interesting. We're seeing a lot of conversations from Black celebrities who have influence and power. 20 days, 19 days before an election, questioning whether Black people should vote, whether they should hold back their vote and stuff like that. I think it's extremely dangerous. I do think it's I want to note here that Diddy did endorse Joe Biden and say he does want to get Trump out of office. But, where were you during the primaries? Why now? You had plenty of opportunity to get this stuff together, to form this and organize. I'm all for the idea of it, but you're really trying to do this right now? Come on, bruh.
Yeah, I like the die is kind of cast with the candidates that you have at this point. I think that's what you're kind of alluding to, Brandon. Like the primary process is a great time. Or how about year one of a new president? Like after we have someone new, the engagement starts up, you gear up for midterm elections. Things on the ground, movements, political movements, getting people engaged in politics is not a 1 or 2 week process. It is a long-term process that takes a long time to do. You got to lay the groundwork, and like you said, Brandon, 20 days before the election,
I don't know. I guess what I'm thinking is, hey, better late than never, right? Just get it going. It is what it is. Start the movement, get the word out, and let's see what happens going forward.
Unless it does damage to your cause based on who you're endorsing or not endorsing or what you're messing up in a system that's already set for 2 people to run against each other.
Yeah, there is this feeling with the Black community that there needs to be, collective organizing, that Democrats and Republicans take Black voters for granted. So it's important to do this. I just question the timing and why it took so long. Yeah, we had a whole primary for this, and it's really
so now can't he hold their feet? Can't he hold their feet to the fire and make sure that they come through on the promises that they campaigned on? Because we always see them campaigning. Now he's going to make them, show up and actually make it happen.
That's the key. Once they get in office, push them hard.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's switch gears here. Something kind of fun. Dunkin' Donuts, they are heating things up this Halloween. They've released a spicy ghost pepper donut. I don't know who gave them this idea, but for some reason they said we're going to do it. It's strawberry flavored icing with a blend of cayenne and ghost pepper and a red sugar topping for sizzling look. I actually decided to go grab it myself. So we are going to try this right now on live TV. I've got my inhaler here because I am asthmatic. I've got water.
I'm going to dial
water.
I'm going to dial 911 on my phone. I'll be ready with the second one.
If this is the
reaction, Brandon.
It's been real. Let's see.
All right. He's kicking that bucket list and then maybe the bucket.
Wow. Oh, there's the bite.
Oh, delayed reaction.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so let me tell you what. This is great. Oh.
Tell you what, why don't we go to break and see if he's alive afterwards?
Wow.
Don't worry, I got plenty of pictures of you, Brandon. I'll show you how you look.
Thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up. I still feel the spice, though. For now.
We'll find out soon.
Check back in 2 minutes. These pictures. Oh my God.
I was like, your face just went from.
Trending and hashtag vote for her has been topping what's trending all day. This ad by the Lincoln Project, Girl in the Mirror is what it's called. And it's asking voters to imagine what young girls feel like watching President Trump verbally attack women.
Now imagine how she feels when she watches women being verbally attacked.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
The ad goes on to encourage voters to vote for a president that doesn't belittle a woman's voice, rather someone who values a female voice
Now
and
imagine how
chooses her to stand beside him. The video is very powerful. Check it out. All right, up next, some celeb news. Cardi B is back with Offset, and she says that she filed for divorce to teach him a lesson. So that's one way to do it. You know, I don't know. Good luck to them. And finally, do you guys remember Love is Blind? Like the beginning of quarantine. It feels like so long ago. But the couple that made it, Lauren and Cameron, they recently shared what's keeping their marriage fresh. And drumroll please, it's love coupons. Hate it. Amy, John, you guys are married. Do you do love coupons? Please tell me you keep your marriage fresh in other ways.
Other ways. But I will say that my kids give me coupons, love coupons, totally different scenario because they're like, Mom, we're going to do the dishes, and Mom, because we love you, what we're going to pick up our bedrooms. Way cuter. And they're 3.
Yeah, that's
10,
cute.
Whatever. Right.
Yeah, I'm not married, but I give love coupons to any date that I have. I just like, make sure she gets
That's
a
because
little
Brandon
gift.
won't pay for the date. No, Brandon won't give his credit card, so he just gives a love coupon instead. Hey, thanks for the date. You mind if get this? I got some love coupons here to split the check with you with.
They got to get something out of it, right? It's a
Yeah.
great bargain.
50% off. That's what they need.
We'll be back.
So bad. So bad.
All right, now time for a deep dish part of the show where we go deep about ourselves or dish about a topic.
All right, and that topic today is, you know how we fear things that are unknown, or we're worried about things and they turn out not to be as bad as we think they are. So what is something in life that is not as bad as you think it's going to be? Amy?
I think too many people complain about the dentist. Listen, I've had root canals, I've had oral surgery, I've had cavities. It ain't that bad, but we all put in our head it's going to be crazy, scary, and it's going to be painful. And you know what? You're fine. You're fine. Suck it up.
Interesting.
You know what I think is not that bad? Oh, go ahead, B.
Oh, go ahead, Krista. What do you think?
Well, awkward Zoom things. Not as bad as you think, people. You get past them. You move past it. But what I was going to say is vegetables. I've really grown to love veggies in my adult life. Am I a total nerd? Yes, but I really do love my stuff. I actually just finished a green juice, and it's $6.55 on a Friday. So, at me.
All right.
All right. There you go.
All right, Pope, what about you?
Along those lines, for me, kale. I always thought kale was something that I just did not want to get into. It just doesn't seem appealing. Now I throw it in all my smoothies. I throw it in eggs sometimes. I put it in some risotto. I love kale. It's delicious, nutritious, good for you.
It's
chewy.
Snaps for kale. Snaps for kale.
Snaps for kale. I really got to cook it up or blend it up if I'm going to eat anything.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I got a couple of them. First of all, jury duty. Jury duty is not as bad as it sounds, and it's your civic duty. So do that. I also have, like saying no to things. Like we've talked about that before. I think I usually like overthink things before I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then as you turn out, the more practice you do, the better you get for it. I had another one.
Did you make a list that you're reading right now?
I did. I can't find them. Staying home. Staying home is great. A lot of boring things. I can't believe I've lost my
Lists are not bad. Lists are not bad.
This donut is also not that bad either. It seems bad enough, but it's actually better than I expected.
Brandon, before we go, just lick the top of it. I want you to just lick the top of it.
Just the top?
Just lick the top, man.
This is how we end the Friday.
Oh,
no, give it a good lick. Give that donut a love coupon. Let's see it. Come on.
Lick it.
Give it real good.
I'm good.
Oh,
I
I
got
cannot with you guys today. I cannot.
We'll see you Monday.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.